It is reported that King Charles will be accompanied by Princess Anne as his bodyguard when he gives his first speech opening Parliament as the monarch. The 74-year-old king will have his younger sister by his side when he goes to the Houses of Parliament on Tuesday to deliver the king's speech, according to the Mirror. Charles and his wife Camilla will travel from Buckingham Palace in the Diamond Jubilee State Coach, which took them to his coronation at Westminster Abbey, while the Princess Royal will follow them in a separate carriage. The 73-year-old will act as the gold stick in waiting, a role she also played for her brother's coronation, although she was on horseback at the event in May. At Tuesday's ceremony, Anne will walk with Charles into the House of Lords, where he will give a speech outlining the government's legislative plans for the session ahead. The position is a reward for her loyalty to Charles, with a royal source telling the Mirror. This is a wonderful addition by the king and further strengthens the Princess Royal's role as his most trusted lieutenant. Anne had joined the late Queen for several state openings of Parliament when she was younger, but this will be the first time she enters the chamber with the monarch since 1985. It will be another duty for the king's eldest sibling, who was made a Councillor of State along with her younger brother Prince Edward after Charles became the king. This means that if the monarch is ill, abroad or unable to carry out his duties, she can step in for him. At the ceremony on Tuesday, Charles will wear the imperial state crown, and the robe of state. Queen Elizabeth II had worn the same crown, but in later years had it placed on a velvet pillow next to her as it was too heavy for her. It has not been confirmed what Anne will wear, but it could be similar to the outfit she wore when she performed the same role at the coronation on May 6. On that occasion, she wore full regalia, as Colonel of the Blues and Royals, under a green velvet robe, although she got rid of the latter when she rode on horseback away from Westminster Abbey after the ceremony. It was reported that Anne was incredibly honoured when her brother told her he wanted her to be his personal bodyguard. A source at the time said, "The direction of the king's decision is clear for everyone to see. He is rewarding the Princess Royal for her loyalty and a steadfast devotion to duty above all else. The king values his sister as a trusted lieutenant, and this is the perfect example of such a relationship." The Princess Royal wore her Blues and Royals uniform, with the dark green thistle mantle, and the thistle collar, garter sash, garter star, thistle star, DCVO star, full-sized medals, KCVO star and companion of the Order of the Bath neck decoration. The thistle cloak is made from deep green silk velvet with a lining of white taffeta, and features a hand-embroidered gold badge and garter blue velvet hood. After the ceremony, the gold state coach carrying the king and queen was in the middle of a household procession of household cavalry troopers from the Blues and Royals and Life Guards on horseback. Historically, household troops guarded the sovereign and they did the same today. They were joined by 18 representatives of countries where Charles is king, who flanked the carriage. Upon arriving at Buckingham Palace, the Princess Royal led a royal salute from members of the household cavalry, before joining her brother and other members of the working royal family on the balcony. Princess Anne will be in the room on Tuesday when Charles delivers his speech outlining the government's plans for the session ahead. The speech, which is written by the government, will be given from the throne in the House of Lords. However, it is also expected to include Charles's personal words about his mother. When Queen Elizabeth gave her first state opening of Parliament speech in November 1952, she talked about her late father's selfless devotion to his duties. She had said it would be her constant aim to follow that standard. The Queen was following the example of King George V, who at the state opening in 1911 talked about the grievous losses of his father Edward VII. When the King prorogued Parliament last month, he spoke warmly of his mother. In a royal address delivered by Lord True, he said, "My thoughts turn first to my beloved mother, the late Queen. I wish to thank you for the sympathy and support that has been given to my family and myself from across both Houses of Parliament, the nation and beyond. My mother set an example of selfless dedication and devotion to the United Kingdom and wider Commonwealth during her long reign, an example to which I recommitted my own life of public service at my accession a little over a year ago. I remain deeply grateful to the expressions of loyalty which were made at that time. When the monarch leaves, a new parliamentary session begins, which will see service resume as normal in Parliament once again. Members of both houses will then debate the contents of the speech and agree on an address in reply to His Majesty's gracious speech. Each house continues the debate over the planned legislative program for several days, looking at different subject areas. Remember to subscribe to British Royal Daily Updates YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. This way you will be notified when we drop a video. Stay safe.